smoke all the time. Helps me relax my mind, free it, figure shit out, seeing what I could find. You know what I mean? I mean it every time I rhyme. With a 20 gauge loader, can't turn the page. Hit with anger, didn't notice, but burnt the rage. Demon face shows on the man on stage. Feel a deep release, but can't escape my cage. Can't contain the beast within the least. On my lust of feast, wasted on luxuries. I think free, thankfully, thanks to me, tastefully. Don't wait for me, gratefully. I made my own pace, came to make peace with the way peace tastes. Took off my mask just to show my bare face. Used to be daft and told I'm a waste. Let go of the past just to chase first place. Cut stress in half, it's a cold case. Can't help but to laugh, I got my shoes laced. Don't step in my path, I might become fate. Predict I get fat, forget what means hate. Indeed I mean that, I grind and I skate. The place that I be could be any state. The dish made from me, green beans and great steak. With the things that I sing, refuse to be late. My queen know me king, forever my mate. It's a fling with a ring, but why I hesitate? With the skill that I bring, I'm one step away. As I sit, do my thing, I won't step away. So many areas, a shade of gray turns to pitch black when it fade away. No need to step back or stay away. Simple chit chat helps through the day. From petty torment driving you insane. It feels so good, let go of that pain.
How is that I find in the darkest parts of the night is when I think of you the most. Only in the silence of the world I realize all I have left is your bloody ghost. Now all I have left are the drugs to cope. My life hanging to the balance of a noose and rope. Pages stay blank as the ink runs dry. Only when I'm dead and my feelings subside. Never thought I'd walk the world, your hand in mine. Dead inside, run into a future that was never there. Tell me sweet, nothing's like I really care. It was so dumb to think you would love to spare. Silence spoke louder than you ever dared. You're the moon to my sun, step on my chest, collapse along. A song so sad it can never be sung. Suicidal thoughts, I don't need this gun. As I'm falling back on my old habits always. Back in the shadows of yesterday. I think when I both know this is where we go our separate ways. We said forever and all we had was time. We said forever but this is goodbye. We said forever now I can't look back. But just know you and I will always be my favorite lie.
Okay, did not know it was going to say that, but here we go with the intro. I'll just cut that shit out. Or I'll just leave it. I don't know. Sometimes I'll just fucking leave it. I don't care. What is up, everybody? This is the Illusionist here, finally back after 8 motherfucking years for a new episode of Masters of the fucking Underground. That is right. If you're not hype out there, Juggalos, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because y'all should have known who we were by now. I mean, well, it has been 8 years. You might have forgot us, but if you did, well, fuck all that, because we're back. You're not going to forget us this time because we're taking the streets back. We're bringing you the best interviews with the artists you may not have heard of, the artists who are actually out here on the scene, grinding, putting in fucking work. They're not doing all that mainstream, same sounding rap music bullshit. Well, I should say not just rap music. I might do rock in the future. I don't know. I'll fucking interview anybody. I don't care. But today, we are here with the fucking homie Oreo. And if y'all have not heard of Oreo, go check him out. He sent me his, I actually just met him like 3 days ago on Spotify. Well, it wasn't Spotify, it was TikTok. See, I have ADHD and my brain goes all over the place. So yeah, I met him on TikTok, found his song on Spotify, and was like, let's do a fucking interview because Masters of the Underground is back and we need new artists. And Oreo's, I guess the first song I heard from you was the song with Best Believe. And then you sent me a new one, which we'll have played by now because I'm going to edit it into the beginning of the episode, which is with AA Kid called Separate Ways. And it was like, oh, this dude's on to something. So we got to get you on for an interview and talk about your music and shit. So I'm pretty fucking excited. First episode in 8 years. It's crazy.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me, bro. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
So let's talk a little bit about, well, first off, I'm going to just ask if you're working on anything new. I know you just released. When did Separate Ways come out? Was that this year?
So yeah, that was actually released last month on it was, I want to say the 11th. Or no, I think it was this month. No, shoot. When did
as long as it was this year.
7/11. So it was this month. This is still the 7th month. Yeah. Okay. So 7/11 of this year we had released it. So less than a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was funny because we were just talking earlier on Facebook when I discovered you a couple of days ago. I thought that song with Best Believe was like brand new, and then I found out it was like fucking 5 years old. And I was like, oh shit, this is old.
Brand new to you.
It's brand new to me, and anybody listening, it could be brand new to them as well. So go fucking check it out.
Absolutely. And it's an absolute banger. So if y'all
It
don't know,
really
you
is.
do know now. Go find me on Spotify, Orieo. I got that blue check mark as a verified artist, and you can stream that song on there as well as separate ways in 2805 currently. But to answer your question, I do have a whole lot of new projects, a lot of new
Nice.
stuff coming out here real soon, including next month we will be releasing, me and AA Kid, as we will be releasing a song called Wrath. Um, that we had just finished. I will also be releasing a song called Cup of Poison that me and AA Kid has done as well. Um, this month, I will be releasing a song called Proton that is by me and Introcution. I had actually just completely finished finalizing and establishing the record label Oreo Gang Records.
Nice.
I'm going to be signing Introcution as well as AA Kid, possible other artists as well, now and in the near future. But so we have a lot of projects that we are working on with Introcution. I have three songs that we'll be releasing here soon: Tick, Slenderman, and
Ooh,
Proton.
Slenderman.
With
You already
AA
caught my
Kid, we
attention
have
with
a
that.
lot in the works. We have, like I said, we have Cup of Poison, we have Wrath, we have, damn, I forget the name of the other two. We have two other ones though that we have
Nice.
completed that we're working on the mix and mastering and getting everything finalized, so that way, it's top tier for everyone. Also, I'm working on a EP called A Starving Artist. And most of these songs will be found on my EP, A Starving Artist. Um, that will hopefully be fully out and dropped by the end of this year. Um, I want it to be a completely finished and finalized project before it's fully released, but it's in the
Nice.
works as well. So there's that. Um,
That's good. I
yeah,
always like to
so
hear when you're working on new music and shit. And I don't know if you heard me, but the second you said Slenderman, it like immediately my ears like perked up because I'm a horror guy. So second I heard Slenderman, I
yeah.
was like, oh shit, Slenderman.
Oh yeah, and that song's an absolute banger. Me and
Nice.
Introcution really did a number to that track. So I'm really excited for that one too. I cannot wait to release that. It is certified banger. Just like Separate Ways or 2805 or Never Stop Me, which those three strong songs are streaming on all platforms. Anything that you find music on, you can find 2805, Separate Ways, and as well as Never Stop Me.
I'm so glad you said Never Stop Me because I kept just referring to it as the song with Best Believe because for some reason I completely spaced on the fucking title and I felt like a dumbass. So I'm so
It's
glad
okay.
you
Just
said it. I was
remember
like,
that,
that's it. The second
Oreo
you said
Gang, it's positive progression. Oreo Gang means positive progression. If it ain't positive, it ain't progressive. So Never Stop Me is just kind of basically baseline the same thing because nothing will ever stop me. No one can ever stop me
nice.
except for me. It's
I
that
feel that.
positivity, that positive mindset.
And that's exactly what we were talking about on before the show started was I like surrounding myself with positive minded people. So it fit in perfectly
Absolutely.
for the interview. And that was the song that I found you on was on TikTok. Like I don't remember how we started following each other, but I just instantly saw that song and I was like, oh, I need to hear this whole song because this shit is fire.
1 second. I'm sorry. My dogs are being
You're good.
rough. Let me put one in the cage. Quiet. Why the hell you want? Okie dokie.
No worries. That's what editing's for.
Okay, cool. See, I just had to drag that dog the hell up out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing these live right now. This is recorded, so I can edit that shit out. You're good. Nobody will know the
That's fire.
difference.
Okay, see, I didn't fully realize that. So that's cool then. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you started up a record company. I was going to let you dive a little bit into that. Oreo Gang, you said it was Oreo Gang Records?
Oreo Gang Records LLC is a official record label. We will be making headlines and major titles here soon. Can
Nice.
guarantee and
Look forward to it.
be waiting on that one for sure. Currently, as of right now, as the CEO, I am the only main and only signed artist currently to Oreo Gang Records. I have already spoke with, like I said, Introcution and AA Kid, and both of them are completely on board. So we're going to finalize all that once they are official slot holders of Oreo Gang Records, then that will be being promoted and posted on my social medias for everyone to know. Um, that will be coming here real soon. Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool to
very
hear.
excited, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's very simple starting up a record company. That was probably a lot of fucking work.
Absolutely, as well as all of the whole plan and plays and process of how I'm trying to run this company, because not only selecting people to be representatives, enough, because not only, I'm sorry.
You're good.
So not only is selecting people to represent, to be a part of, that's a lot of work, but having the whole play out, the whole playbook, the whole system figured out, and the understanding of what you're doing, what you're after, and the picture you're trying to present, that is where most of the work comes in, honestly, as well as pushing and creating that following in the base to,
Yep.
the new record label. But I'm very reluctant to do it all. I'm excited for the future and oncomings and things to be. I see a lot of good things, and I have a very good feeling about it and of what's to come in the future.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The hardest part is probably the promotion part of it too. Like trying to get the name out there, the brand out there, and fucking get people to pay attention. That's the hardest shit.
Absolutely.
Especially nowadays when the internet is just cluttered with shit everywhere. It's hard to break through the mold, which is
Absolutely.
exactly
I
why
mean,
we
but it's
exist.
really mainly just a lot of networking. So, for example, like how I reached out to you on TikTok
Yep.
randomly, and we just connected from there and moved forward, and so honestly, it's really a lot of that reaching out, sending, meaningful messages about you and what you were trying to do, and, letting people know that you are here. You're here to stay, regardless if, they're with you or not.
Right.
It's just mainly a bunch of networking, and it's the talking to every individual and getting to know each and every individual and getting them to know you. That is where the main work comes in. That is, and it's very time consuming, and it's
Yep.
fun though. It really is. It's a lot of fun because I like to get to know new people and make connections, and I like to network with people, but it is a lot of work and very time consuming indeed.
Yep, and you already know I can relate to that with Master of the Underground, like trying to reach out and book interviews and like meet people and set shit up and work with time slots, and it's a whole
Absolutely.
process too. It's the most time consuming part. But we were talking about that before, where I said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you just gotta half the time you just gotta reach out, and a lot of times the person you don't think would be interested ends up being interested because they respect the
Absolutely.
fact that you took the chance while other people were too scared to like reach out or
Absolutely.
whatever, and they usually respect someone who actually reaches out, which is
I
pretty.
mean, and besides that, that's, also how you get more of a dedicated base, because it's like, you can have some random person come and follow you and just never react to anything,
Yep.
never engage in anything. But then when you sit there and you build these connections and you build these baseline connections, even if they're minute of, well, this is who I am, who are you? Okay, well, now we know each other. If you need me, call on me. If I need you, I'm gonna call on you. And that's how
Right.
you build those connections. And the engagement's very important. So like I said, I'd rather build a connection for my engagements and my base, my fan base, instead of just having like random pop-ups, because like I said, that's just the best way to expand and really, again, have a good strong connection with your fans, which is what I want. I don't really want to just have a bunch of baseless fans. I mean, that's cool
I
too,
can
and
relate to
I'm
that.
not against that, but at the
Yeah, they'll
same
still
time,
exist regardless.
of course,
So it's like
but
either
at the
way.
same
But
time,
the
I just
ones that
want to be able to have a good connection with my fan base, so I know that I'm keeping everybody for the most part pleased, and we're all having a good time together, and enjoying the entire journey.
yeah, I'd rather have 10 people that really enjoy what you're doing and like get to know you on that personal level rather than like 500 that just don't do anything. They're like like for example with Twitch streaming and shit. I have like I'm on Twitch as like Super Tony Plays. I used to have a YouTube. You could have like 500 followers or subscribers or whatever, but if they never show up, it doesn't fucking matter.
Does
But
not
it's like
matter
those
at all.
5 to 10 people that actually show up regularly and watch your shit, like interact with the chat and stuff like that. Those are the ones that you appreciate. Like I appreciate anyone who watches, but the ones that are there all the time, those loyal ones, you're establishing those relationships with people, and that's kind of what keeps them coming back. Like there's a lot of people on social media nowadays that try and do like that follow for follow, like that kind of bullshit. That doesn't translate to anything because they're following you, but they're not watching your shit. They're just following you to get you to follow them, and then it just turns into nothing. So it's like
Yep,
I'd
and then they
rather have the
unfollow
people
you
there.
later, and that's
Yep,
why and it's that's why I don't know, man. I don't deal with people like that. I refuse to. You know, I believe in giving love back to everyone. You know,
I agree with that.
as far as like following back, I keep my page to a minimum on the followers of, artists that I have worked with or people that are going to be signed to the label. But everyone that I do see that shows love to me, I make sure I respond to everyone, for
Right.
one. For two, I also go to people's pages and profiles randomly, just random supporters that engage, and I'll go engage in their stuff. Or if I recognize your name and I'm just scrolling through my feed and I recognize your name as, someone who has been supportive, and I just see one of your posts pop up, I refuse to just scroll right past. Most people love to just scroll right past someone else's success or what they're doing good. Instead, I stop and I like it. I'll comment on it. I keep my actions limited, but I make sure that it's very much so understood that I am very appreciative for
Right.
everyone who is there in this journey of mine.
Yeah, and I think anybody can appreciate and respect that, especially if they are like a true fan or whatever, and you just like comment back or something. That response is going to keep them coming back because they're going to be like, "Oh, Oreo is the fucking real one. He's not just like some asshole that doesn't give a shit about the people listening." So people can
Enough.
definitely respect
Top
that.
dog. Absolutely, you are
I'm gonna
correct.
hit you with a random question.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna be completely unrelated to music.
Okay.
Are Oreos not the best fucking cookie in the world?
I don't like Oreos.
Really? I fucking love
I do
Oreos.
not. They're way too sweet for me. I'm not super huge on sweets unless it's like natural sugars, but like honestly, man, I think it's just way too sweet. Kind of like hurts my teeth, and it overruns my palate with a sense of just straight sugar. Like I don't really get the flavors of the cookie and the cream. It just really, to me, it just straight tastes like just straight sugar. And it's just it. I
That's
don't know.
probably smart. I probably shouldn't have as much sugar intake as I do. I should probably be cutting it out. But because I've had sugar for like my whole fucking life, it's like so hard to just cut sugar out. It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna start a low calorie diet, and then like the next day I'm eating some shit with sugar. So
But you got to know that you're worth it. You got to remember you're worth it. Just like, I used to smoke cigarettes pretty much since I can remember. The only time I ever stopped is if I went to jail and I couldn't smoke cigarettes. So like, and then when I get out, I start right back up. Well, this entire year I've went without smoking a cigarette. For my health
nice.
and for my career, I have 100% cut cigarettes out of the equation, cold turkey. And now when I tell you that I thought it was going to be way harder and way more impossible than it wasn't. All you need is to remind yourself daily you're doing this for yourself.
Right.
You're doing this for your better potential of an outcome. And it
That's
gets easier
awesome.
and easier
Because
as
I've
time
always
goes.
heard cigarettes were probably one of the hardest things to just quit, especially cold turkey.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive.
It really isn't though. Everybody says that and they trick their own mind and create a belief system that is untrue in their own brain, which they're going to be biased to in their
Yep.
own brain because they've created this belief system. So they're already setting themselves up for failure by saying that and believing that. It's easy. Tell yourself it's easy. Just know it's easy and you're going to quit and just do it.
Holy shit, we're already almost out of time.
Yeah.
That went by that fucking fast. I felt like we were on for like 10 minutes. All of a sudden, a little pop up was like running out of time, trying to get me to
That is
upgrade
a
that
lot.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah, it
we
went by
got 10
quick.
minutes.
All right.
So I want to ask before we get off. I do want to ask because I noticed a lot of your promotion for your songs looks like it's clips from music videos, but I haven't seen like an actual music video. Are you working on a music video? Will any of them come out? Because the graphics for those clips are fucking dope.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying the visual teasers that have been released so far. There are indeed music videos in the works to 2805 and Separate Ways.
Nice.
We're going to be doing music videos for every other song that we release as well. That's as far as me and AA Kid. We are neighbors, so it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to do such. So that is all in the works. What those were was just little promotional clips that we had created, nothing official. So when the actual music videos do come, you can expect way better quality, way better visuals, and you know.
Nice. Yeah, the ones from Separate Ways, like way the coloring and shit, I was like, bro, this is fucking fire. I want to see a whole video. And I immediately went to YouTube and tried to find that shit. I was like, damn it, there's no video. I was like, one of the major questions I'm asking is if there's a fucking video for this, because I want to see it.
Yeah, originally it didn't have any of those, all those extra colors. My boy, AA Kid, put the little clips together and created that. But through another app, I ended up finding that as a filter, and I do really like that too. And honestly, I wouldn't mind incorporating that in some of the upcoming videos, actual official videos, that is.
Yeah, because it's a dope effect for sure. Like it stands out. Like I don't think I've seen. There might have been maybe one video in the past that had kind of a similar like cartoonish style to the music video. But this one was like but it's just like that outline. It's just a really cool fucking effect. I don't know how to describe it.
Whole vibe.
Yeah, it's a whole vibe. That's actually how I describe your music with all the tracks I've heard. Is there a vibe? That's how I like to describe it. I'm like, you listen to Oreo, it's a fucking vibe.
Whoop whoop.
All right, everybody. I guess that's actually going to do it. But don't worry, because I definitely plan on having Oreo back in the future for a longer interview once I've upgraded Zoom and I'm not fucking stranded for only 40 minutes at a time. In the future, when I upgrade, you can go up to like 30 hours in one meeting. So I can't imagine doing an interview for 30 fucking hours. I think everybody would kill themselves by the end.
That'd be crazy.
That would be absolutely
You'd have a whole fucking documentary by the end of the first stream.
Yeah, or it would be like 30 interviews, like an interview every hour for 30 hours straight, just like a live stream almost. Would be. I mean, people have done that shit. They've done like 24-hour live streams and shit on Twitch.
Real quick, I want to show off the record label, the official record label.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just so that way people know what to expect and to keep their eyes out for.
There you go. The official Oreo Gang Records. Make sure you guys peep them out. And I'll let you go ahead and mention where they can find your music again to end off the show.
You can find me on Spotify, Orieo. I am a verified artist. It has the blue check mark. I'll be the only person under the name Oreo, especially with the blue check mark. Also, you can find me on Facebook under Austin Smith, or just look up my official music page, Orieo. You can find me on Instagram at official_Oreo. That's Orieo. You can find me on TikTok as well. I'll have to fix my handle. It's supposed to be official Oreo, but I spelled Oreo wrong with the typo and didn't realize it. I have to wait for the 30 days to be able to fix that. But I'm
that
sure
shit's crazy. They make
here
you wait.
plug you guys in with my TikTok if anyone's interested. You can find me also on YouTube. So just look up official Oreo. And again, that's Orieo. You'll find my page. So my Facebook page and my YouTube has the same profile picture. My Spotify and my TikTok has the same profile picture.
Okay, nice.
Just in case if anyone's trying to make sure that they have 100% the correct one. Also, if you message me, I will respond. If you comment on anything, I will respond. Doesn't matter how large I get, I will speak to everyone. I appreciate everyone. I love everyone. And I'm very grateful for you all. Oreo gang, baby. It's a positive progression. If it ain't positive, it ain't progressive.
Nice. I really like that phrase. All right, homie. I'm going to thank you so much for coming on this episode of Master of the Underground. Definitely, once your record label and shit starts popping off, your EP drops, I definitely want to get you back on, because I guarantee I'm not listening to that whole thing.
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, that's going to do it for the first official episode of 2025 of Masters of the Underground. Be on the lookout every week for new episodes. Hopefully every week. It depends on how often we can book shit, but we're working on some shit. We're working on about like 10 different bookings right now as we speak. Oreo was the first one we were able to get, and then the other ones are just you just work on what you can get, and then depends on time slots and when people are available. But we are working shit out, and we plan on taking over this year. That's how it's going to go. We're taking the streets back. That's what I like to say. Take the streets back from all the bullshit and bring the real shit back into it, music wise. So that's going to do it. Until next time, peace out, everybody, and we will see you on the next episode of Masters of the Underground. Thank you once again, Oreo, for joining.
Thank you for having me. Have a great rest of your day.